Manchineel. The manchineel is a tropical tree native to Florida, the Caribbean, Central America, and northern South America, and it is listed by Guinness World Records as the most dangerous tree on Earth. Its fruit looks almost identical to a small green crabapple, which is where the danger begins. The Spanish conquistadors who encountered it called it the manzanilla de la muerte, meaning the little apple of death. Every part of the tree is toxic. The milky sap blisters skin on contact, and standing beneath the tree during rain is enough to cause burns where the sap-laced water touches the skin. Burning the wood produces smoke that can cause temporary blindness. In 1999, a British radiologist named Nicholas Strickland bit into one on a Caribbean beach, described it as pleasantly sweet, and then spent roughly 8 hours unable to swallow as her throat tightened. She published the account in the British Medical Journal. The Calusa people of Florida tipped their arrows with manchineel sap, and the Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon is said to have died from a wound caused by one such arrow. The tree is now endangered in Florida and is often marked with red warning bands, though on quieter beaches it stands unlabeled and looks like an inviting place to shelter from the sun. Ackee. Ackee is native to West Africa and was brought to Jamaica in 1778, where it became the national fruit and the basis of the dish ackee and saltfish, which remains a staple in the Caribbean communities across Britain. The unripe fruit contains a toxin called hypoglycin A, at concentrations up to 20 times higher than in the ripe fruit. Eating it before the pod naturally splits open causes a condition known locally as Jamaican vomiting sickness, which sharply drops blood sugar and can lead to seizures, coma, and death. An estimated 5,000 people died from it between 1886 and 1950. The fruit only becomes safe to eat once it has opened on its own on the tree, and forcibly prying open an unripe pod to sell the flesh early is what causes most poisonings. Because of this, canned ackee exported to Britain and the United States is legally capped for hypoglycin content. It is one of the few fruits on Earth regulated by a specific toxin limit before it is allowed across a border. Bitter almonds. Bitter almonds are the near-identical cousin of the sweet almond, and both contain a compound called amygdalin. When the kernel is chewed or digested, amygdalin breaks down and releases hydrogen cyanide, the same poison found in apricot kernels, peach kernels, and elderberries. The bitter flavor is the warning sign that the cyanide is present. As few as 10 bitter almonds could make an adult seriously ill, which is the main reason raw bitter almonds are essentially never sold for eating. Bitter almonds have been used since ancient times to treat fevers and headaches. Today, they are processed under controlled conditions into almond extract and flavorings, where the cyanide compounds are removed and only the aroma remains. Elderberry. The elder is a shrub that grows wild across British hedgerows and country lanes, and its dark berries are used in cordials, syrups, jams, and wine throughout the country. Raw or unripe elderberries, along with the leaves, stems, and bark, contain cyanogenic glycosides, the same family of cyanide-releasing compounds found in bitter almonds. Eaten raw in quantity, they cause nausea, vomiting, and severe diarrhea, and large amounts can become serious. Cooking the berries for around 20 minutes removes them completely, which is why every traditional elderberry recipe, from homemade syrup to commercial cordial, involves cooking the fruit first. The leaves and stems carry higher toxin levels than the berries and are removed before cooking. The plant is safe and widely used once prepared properly. Star fruit. This is a tropical fruit named for its 5-pointed cross-section, commonly sliced as a garnish for cocktails and fruit platters. For most people, it is harmless because it contains a neurotoxin called caramboxin, along with high levels of oxalates. Healthy kidneys filter both out without any issue, but for people with kidney disease, the toxin is not filtered and goes ahead to build up in the body and can cross into the brain, causing persistent hiccups, confusion, seizures, and in severe cases, death. This makes star fruit genuinely dangerous to people with reduced kidney function and almost entirely harmless to everyone else. Most poisonous fruits are dangerous to all people. Star fruit is unusual in that whether it is deadly depends on the kidneys of the person eating it. Rosary pea. The rosary pea is a climbing vine native to Asia and naturalized across tropical regions, and its seeds are like glossy scarlet with a single black dot. The seeds have been used for centuries in necklaces, prayer rosaries, and rattles. They contain abrin, a toxin so potent that the lethal dose is measured in micrograms, making it roughly twice as deadly as the ricin found in castor beans and one of the most toxic naturally occurring substances known. The intact seed coat is hard enough to pass through the body without releasing the toxin, but jewelry makers who drill holes through the seeds have reportedly been poisoned and in some cases killed by pricking a finger on a needle while threading them. The seeds were once so uniform in weight that they were used across Asia as a standard measure for weighing gold and silver under the name radi. Doll's eyes, also known as white baneberry, is a plant native to North America that produces clusters of white berries, each marked with a single black dot and held on thick red stalks. The effect resembles a cluster of small eyeballs, which is where the name originates from. The berries are highly toxic. They contain compounds with a direct sedative effect on cardiac muscle tissue, which means eating them can cause dizziness, burning in the mouth and throat, hallucinations, and in rare cases, cardiac arrest. The bright berries evolve to attract birds, which eat them without harm and spread the seeds, while the toxicity deters mammals. To a human, nothing about a cluster of white berries on red stems signals danger, which is what makes recognition the only real defense. The castor bean. The castor bean is grown worldwide as an ornamental plant and is pressed commercially into castor oil, a product used in cosmetics, lubricants, and laxatives. The same seed contains ricin, one of the most infamous poisons in the world. The heat used in pressing castor oil destroys the ricin entirely, which is why the oil is safe, while the raw seed is not. Ricin's most famous use came in 1978 in London, when the Bulgarian dissident Georgy Markov was killed by a ricin pellet fired into his leg from a modified umbrella on Waterloo Bridge. The case remains one of the most well-known assassinations in the city's history. The same seed pressed into a bottle of skin oil sat at the center of a Cold War killing carried out in daylight on a London street.